So today we're gonna do a blind of Elijah Craig barrel proofs to see if C923 really is the hype that we all say it is. Stick around. All right, so today we've got a handful of Elijah Craig barrel proofs here, one of them being C923. They've been poured, they're labeled, they're blinded. We don't know what's what. The point of what we're wanting to do is to go through these and just see if C923 really is the heavy hitter that we all felt that it was relative to some of these other barrel proofs. So Brandon loves Elijah Craig. I love Elijah Craig. He brought these bottles over today and he's like, man, there's some hitters here that I feel like could compete or even beat C923. So that makes me excited because I'm always hunting C923s, and it'd be nice to know that there's another one out there that maybe lesser known about that we could find.
Absolutely.
So we've numbered the bottles, we've numbered the glasses, everything's been scrambled up. We don't have a clue what is what. And I guess we'll just kind of get into that, Brandon, and see what we think.
Let's do it.
All right, so before we get into it, just give you an idea of what we've got. So this is the C923, closest to me. So that's the C923. This one is a private barrel proof, and the barrel serial number I can't read because I don't have my old man glasses on. So this is barrel serial number 6612885.
Is that the corks pick? Should say selected by somebody.
Oh yeah, vintage by Corks.
Yeah.
Yep, so this is the Corks pick. Now this one is a barrel series 6220242, and it is the lightest of the whole batch that we've got here to go through today. So,
and that's what, a 9-year?
It is a 9-year.
So that's a 9-year. We also have, I think, we have 2 9 years, 8-year, and the
13-year C923.
And then we got a 11-year C924. But you can see the difference in the color that, you got an 8-year here that's darker than a 9-year here, which is, to me, crazy.
But you were telling me, and obviously we look at the bottles, but you were telling me this one right here, regardless of the age and color of it, can compete.
Oh yeah, so I was at a Bourbon last week, and a buddy of mine was doing a fundraiser for MS, and he had a booth set up, and I tried it, and I said, good God, I said, so what do you want for the rest of that bottle? And he said, just make a donation. I said, how about $75 for, you see it, there's about a quarter of a bottle left. And he goes, sounds good to me. So
awesome.
Gave a donation and got the rest of it. And I said, shoot, to me, that's up there. I told him, I said, that's in my top 5 of Elijah Craig barrel proofs that I've ever had. So.
That's nuts. That's nuts with the age and the color. And that just goes to show me that, the color's not always the thing. Like we feel like the darker, the richer, right?
Right.
So this one is another private barrel. Does not show that it is Alabama Bourbon Society. Pick this one, 133 proof, and it's an 8-year. And then we have, this is a C924, I believe,
it
right?
Is, yeah, that's 11.
Yep, so this is the 11-year, 129 proof. So a mixture of age, mixture of color, and according to Brandon, every one of these competes with the big dog. So that's what we're here to do today. We're gonna blind them. We don't have a clue what's what. We'll write down some notes and see what we think about them.
And we'll let you know. So anytime I do a barrel pick or do blinds like this, I like to make tasting notes. That way I don't forget by the time I get to 5 what 1 and 2 tasted like.
For sure. All right, so start to the far left. We'll call that our number 1. You guys see the color on that? I'm trying to block the bottom of my glass.
Both of our lineups are completely different, just FYI.
Yeah, no doubt. We're definitely not drinking the same thing. And I'm gonna block the bottom of the glass so you guys can't see it and I can't see it.
That smells phenomenal.
It does. Like dark brown sugar.
Yeah.
Maybe even some molasses, some oak. It's like some stone fruit there. First sip of the day, and that's amazing. That's absolutely delicious, dude. It covers your palate perfectly. It's got a beautiful mid palate.
So good.
And a wonderful finish. Oh my goodness gracious. Now to put that into words.
Right.
Oh my goodness. First thing I'd say about it, it's just freaking phenomenal. Like,
that's good.
Yeah, that scares me for the rest of them. So number 2 from the left.
Good number 2.
That one's also got some really good color to it.
I don't know what my number 2 is, but this nose is much softer.
Softer?
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, You and I had different number ones, supposedly. Like, we don't know.
No, we have no idea. But they were both
But they were both phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's going to be, okay, y'all keep us straight on that in the end to see if we had the same one or not. Because we both described those to be amazing. So this one definitely has a lighter nose on it. Oh, yeah.
Comparatively, there's...
For sure.
I mean, this one just is like, you can almost taste this one through the nose. One.
Make sure my last three are really mixed up there. So this one's like more of a bright fruit.
I almost get a little floral on mine.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, but.
This one's floral, sweet. Mine is.
Mine is like bright sweetnesses. It's not honey.
No, mine's
it's almost like sugar cane.
Mine's almost like, I wrote down confection sugar.
Okay.
On my number 2.
Man, I'm so eager to know because I don't know if our notes are getting in each other's heads, but mine's very similar to what you're saying. So that's good, but it's not what I would run to when I'm thinking Elijah Craig.
Right.
That's not what I would go to. All right, so on to my number 3 from the left. This one is really light. Just looking at them across the board, it's not the lightest that I see, but it's light.
This one's more of the Elijah Craig
This one is too.
note. This one was a little off profile for me, doing them blind.
This one's almost a little bit nutty, maybe like some maple.
That's exactly what I was about to say on mine. This one I get like a maple.
I'm hoping we
mapley
got them
sugar.
mixed up good enough that we're not drinking one for one. It doesn't really matter.
I don't even know what numbers the bottles are.
I don't either.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean.
It's really good. I get a little bit of floral mid palate in. I'm not crazy about floral. And I don't know that I've ever picked that up on a Elijah Craig.
I hadn't either until today.
But this one has more the mouthfeel that I like. It does not compete with that first one that we tried.
No, first one.
Or that I tried.
I agree.
Yeah, I wish, we'll know in a minute.
My number 3 is very oily.
Mine is pretty oily. The other one seemed more, the first one. On to the fourth one. Just looking at it, it seems to be the lightest out of the batch for me, which makes me curious. This one is really, really
you're
honey
3.
forward.
I think your 3 and my, I mean, your 4 and my 3 I think are gonna be close.
Gotcha. Okay. It's really good, but there again, that's not one that I'm gonna run to when I'm thinking Elijah Craig. That first one is Elijah Craig all day long for me. Funny enough, they're all Elijah Craigs. But all right, so on to the last one from the left. And this one is definitely got the color. The legs hadn't started on it yet, but they're coming. My aunt bought me these Glens, and I don't know the brand or anything of them, but they're solid. Like, they're really heavy, thick. I like them.
They look like they're bigger on the bottom. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This one's good. This one's compared to number 1 in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. This is maybe my number 2. That first one's gonna be hard to beat.
I'm gonna do both of the nose again.
So the funny thing for me is, the longer the whiskey sits in the glass, the more tobacco I start picking up, like English tobacco. It dries in the glass, and that's what I get.
I feel, to me, number 1 has the best nose. My number 1, anyway.
Number 1's got the best nose, and this last one for me
Was number 2 for me.
is the second best nose for sure. It's gonna be so crazy if our numbers line up, which I
I don't
said,
know
it
how
doesn't
that could
matter.
happen.
Man, it's really good.
Oh yeah. I mean the legs, I don't know if you can see it on there, but
I want somebody to teach me about that, because there's something about the number of legs it drops, how quickly it drops them, how slowly it drops them, how it sheets the glass. Like, that all tells you something, right?
Oh, yeah.
About the oils and the alcohol level, but how does that correlate to flavor and richness? To me, I feel like if it sheets the glass, it's gonna be really rich. If the legs are long and slow, for me, I feel like it's gonna be, a higher alcohol content, but it's gonna be oily and it's gonna cover the palate well. And if they just drop out, I feel like it's just a really high alcohol content.
Right.
That's what I think, but that's uneducated.
and I will preface this with I have done 2 of these blind, one being the C923 and the other one, the Father of the Bourbon group pick that ABS did, and I have picked this one
Both times.
twice over the C923.
So this is the third time you've blinded?
Yeah,
I wonder if you'll pick it again.
I don't know. I'm interested to see.
Okay, well, got my glasses lined up in the way that we did them. We'll kind of roll on through this and see which one we think.
I'm gonna go ahead and look at my glasses.
Yeah, for sure, let's do that.
So this one, my first one was number 4.
I need to put on my glasses.
Bottle number 4.
My first one was, I can't turn that glass up for y'all to see that. It's number 2.
Number
my
2?
first one is number 2.
My first one's number 4.
That's funny. My second one
Second one's number 3.
was number 3. Third one was number 5 for me.
My third one was number 1. Bottle number 1, not my number 1.
Number 4 was number 1 for me, was the bottle number 1.
5 on that one.
And my last one was bottle number 4. So for me, bottle number 2 wins.
To me, bottle number 4 wins.
So number 2 won for me, and then so it's 1 and 4 for me. I mean, it's 2 and 4. Bottles 2 and 4 are what I picked. So
That's what I picked. Bottles 2 and 4.
Okay, so
Bottle 4 won for me.
bottle 2 won for me.
Okay.
Bottle 4 is your C923.
No way. Well, that's the winner for me. I gave it a 4.9.
It's C923. So this is bottle number 4, right?
That came number 2 for you.
That came number 2 for me. I gave it a 4.5. I gave the other one a 4.7.
Oh, wow.
And those aren't relative to George T. Stagg 5.0, but that's just out of this lineup. That's how I ranked it. So
This one is bottle number 2, and this is
that's bottle number 2. And which one is that?
the
C924.
This is C924.
C924 wins for me. C923. Wow.
Bottle number 2. So that's your.
So those are our winners, right? And we're split on those, but we both picked those out of the lineup, so that makes me feel pretty good that they both were up there for us.
Right.
So it was these 2 for me. I'm gonna go back real quick. We're running out of time.
I forgot. Yeah, 4 was number 1, 2 was number 2. I'm gonna redo these again.
So I have a 923. I've got to get a 924. I'm telling you, that 924 is banging, son.
It is.
It's deep, dark, oily, rich. It's quintessential Elijah Craig for me. They both are.
I want to see what number 3 is. Number 3 came in 3rd place for me.
So this was number 1.
This is number 3.
Okay.
So I have picked this pick. It's the Alabama Bourbon Society, the father of the bourbon pick. This is an 8-year. Now compared, we're doing a 13-year, an 11-year, and an 8-year. And the 8-year blew both of these 9 years, to me, out of the water.
For sure. All right, well, there you have it. That's our brutally honest thoughts on it. C923 and 924 are the ones to grab, and if you can't find those, then these picks, which are gonna be harder to find, but I'm looking for a C924. So guys, I wanna thank all the patrons for everything you do. If you guys aren't part of our Patreon, I encourage you to look in the comments after this video, and there's a link there. I try to give you guys all the benefit that I can for what you contribute. This thing is costly. These bottles cost a lot. The trips and equipment cost. So anything you can contribute is greatly appreciated. You can reach me on brutallyhonestbourbon@gmail.com. You can also reach me on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And you've just recently started your own Instagram as well.
I did. I started it last night. It's gonna be called The Bearded Bourbonist.
Bearded Bourbonist. So reach out to Brandon Green on there. Y'all, he has a ton of knowledge. He's been around whiskey a lot longer than me and has warehouses full of whiskey. So he's tried a lot, he's picked a lot, and he's somebody you want to pick the brain of. So we appreciate y'all, and until the next time, let the whiskey and friendships flow.
Cheers.
Cheers.